Hi, this is Mary, Magic Apothecary. I have had a few requests from people to please explain how my products work and how you can empower them and use them on your own after you've received them. I have an Etsy store, and on that store, I sell a good portion of my product types. How this works is you write to me or pick up a product on Etsy. Say, for example, you're interested in what I make is a magical soap, and you have choices there. Some are for love, some are for money, or it can be made for anything at all, any purpose that you want, including for some people it's jinx removal, or they want protection or fame and fortune or whatever, a happy marriage. So I just ask them a few questions, and usually they will tell me what they're interested in, and I will proceed to make that item for them based on what they say. There are some items also that are available just sort of generically. There's love perfumes and lotions. There's money soaps and lotions and oils and things like this, incenses that are just sort of generically named those things, but they are specifically, as I said before, even if you pick up the generic version of a product, like say you buy love perfume, I'm still going to make it by hand based on your desire with the right planetary movements, including, astrology and the moon, whether the moon is full or not, and where it is, waxing or waning, etc., what sign it's in. That's how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to empower it with the four elements, earth, air, fire, and water, and help and put some of my own little witch energy into it so that you have it. Then you'll receive it in the mail, and or you can pick it up if you're in New York. I can have a way to pick it up and deliver it that way. And you will then want to know what to do. So what I generally tell people to do, the first step is to, once you open your package, make sure everything is good. And then you say, okay, what do I want exactly? I told her to make this soap or lotion or perfume for me. So you start to be specific. You write out exactly what it is you want in very clear terms. I want blank, blank. I want this to happen. I want that to happen. I need this to happen. I want that to happen. Remember, when you're doing magic, you don't want specific goals. Like, you don't want to say or limit yourself to, boy, I need $50. That's a waste of time. More like, I want abundance and I want as much money as I need to live a good life, or something along those lines. Or if you want love, you say, I want love. I want a good lover. I want a good person to enter my life who I can be with, and a good companion, friend. You don't say, I want John down the block. So, because that's, first of all, black magic, manipulative magic. And if you end up with him, you might not want him. So, and then you're stuck with him. So there's that. So then you would write all that out. You take out your product, be it soap or oils or whatever, and place your hands over it and recite what you've just read, written for yourself. And that's it. You're ready to go. So if you want, you can get more elaborate. Some people like or have already created altars for themselves. There are people who are magical practitioners who already have a full altar set up with the four elements and some pictures or statues of gods and goddesses and more things than that. But if you want to set up a place to empower your work, you can, at the minimum, put together the four elements: earth, air, fire, and water. Earth can be stones or rocks or salt. Air can be incense or feather. Fire is fire, and you don't have to use real fire. I really don't like people to leave candles on when they're not home, and people do that, and I think it's silly. So, fire while you're there, or you can use something that represents fire. You can just put sort of a battery lit candle, and then water is water. And if you don't want to leave water around, you can use a seashell or a thimble full of water, something just to represent water. And then there's the center. You can either use a pentagram, which is use upright pentagrams most of the time. If you're Satanist, you might have a pointing down pentagram, but I'm not, so I don't use that. But most witches have the tip of the pentagram pointing up. You can draw that on a piece of paper and put that in the center of those four elements, or not. It's totally up to you. And if you want to choose a deity to work with, a god and a goddess, or the moon and the sun, you can put those representations on that table as well. And you can make it as elaborate or not as you like. So, and you don't have to do this. You can actually just empower the stuff without having to go through this ritual, but people like to do that. So I let them know how. So once you've empowered it and placed your hands on it and you feel like your energy is in the item, use it. And I suggest that people always empower it every time they use it. For my soaps, I always recommend you dry them after you're done using them in the shower or bath or on your face in the sink, and wrap them and put them in the refrigerator in between uses and keep them dry so they last longer. And the essential oils in them are kept fresh. The perfumes that I make are all organic essential oils. I use no perfume oils. You will not get a strong, super smell that is like something that you might pick up at Sephora. This is a plant matter. Sometimes plants that are magical or used magically are not the strongest smelling plants or flowers that there are. But the power of them is still within the oil that I use and still within everything that I put into it. So also, I remember I use almond oil in almost all of my bases, or walnut oil. So if people are allergic to nuts, they should know that and be very cautious. So that's basically what I do. If you're interested in any more information, there's my links below for my Etsy store and also my email address where you can write me for questions if you do buy something and want to go further, or if you just want to see more stuff or have some ideas passed to me about what you can do magically or anything else like that. If you want to see other videos about spell creation, tarot cards, astrology, meditation, moon workings, or anything else, just look below here and subscribe to the channel. And I'm almost always updating and putting new things together. And that's it. So blessed be, and may the God and Goddess provide everything you ever asked for and want. And I hope that we'll pick up a product of mine and we can work together on your magical goals. Thank you so much.